Okay, so we are going to start something new. And I wanted to just make a video and try and show you guys what we're going to do, and then I'll also share some videos from online. But this was kind of going to be the easiest way I could think of to introduce this new stuff. So we've all worked with square roots before, okay? Um, we are going to work on doing square roots, and we're going to work on simplifying them, all right? Because sometimes, like if we take the square root of 25 and we put that in our calculator, we would get 5. Now, what if we put the square root of 70 in our calculator? That's going to give us some decimal number. So we're going to work on um, simplifying them in a different way. We can't use our calculator for it. Okay, we're gonna have to do some math. We're going to simplify them and without getting that decimal number in our calculator. Okay, so when I ask you to simplify radicals or square roots, okay, so square roots are called radicals as well. When we're simplifying radicals, I don't want a decimal number. Okay, that's gonna be the new thing that we're going to learn today. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple practice problems. I'm going to jump on over to this whiteboard that I can use on my screen. So you guys should be able to see a whiteboard now, and I'm going to use this to just do a couple practice problems on. All right, so let's say we get a square root. Let's say we have the square root of 48. Okay, so again, you could put that in your calculator. If I put the square root, I'm going to do it right now, the square root of 48 in my calculator, I get a decimal, 6.9282, and it keeps repeating. I don't like that. I want to simplify it. How we are going to simplify that is we're going to factor it. So I'm going to draw two lines. I'm going to think of two numbers. When I multiply them together, it would give me 48. Now, if you need your calculator to help you with this, you can. But I know that 6 times 8 gives me 48. So I have 6 and 8. And I'm just going to make this little diagram. I'm going to keep going until I can't simplify it anymore. So 6, I know that 2 times 3 gives me 6. So I'm going to have 2 and 3. Now 2 and 3, I can't simplify those anymore. So we're just going to keep those. With 8, I know that 2 times 4 gives me 8. Okay, so 2 I can't simplify anymore, but 4 I can, because I know that 4 is 2 times 2. So I've factored this all the way. Now what I need to do is I'm going to circle all of those numbers that I have come up with. And I want to get a different color, but for some reason, I can't. Oh, there we go. Here's a pink. Okay, so I got 2, 3. Don't forget about that 2 up there, and then these 2 down here. So I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Again, I have 4 2's and 1 3. Now, the next step in this is I need pairs, okay? So I need pairs of these prime numbers. So if I have 2 2's, I'm going to circle that. I have 2 2's here, and then I just have 1 3. So with this, these 2 that I have circled, since it's a pair, I'm going to have a 2 outside. I can only take 1 out, okay? I have a pair of 2's, but I can only take 1 out. So from that pair, I can write 1 2. From this pair, I can write 1 2. And then this 3 is by itself. It didn't have a pair. That means it has to stay inside the square root. Okay? So on the outside, I have 2 times 2, which is 4. and then I still have the square root 3. So when I simplified this, my answer would be 4 square root 3. I have simplified my radical. That is how we do that, okay? We're gonna factor it out. We need pairs of prime numbers. That would be like 2, 3, and 5 are probably the numbers you're going to get most of the time. If it's a really big number, maybe you would get like 11 or 17, okay? And then we are just going to simplify it till it looks like something like that, okay? I'm just gonna go through another example now so we kind of get the hang of it. We are going to do 72, all right? So here I have square root of 72. And again, I'm just gonna make those 2 lines, and I gotta think of 2 numbers that multiply together to give me 72. Now, I don't know what goes into 72 that well, but I know that 2 does, since it's an even number. So I'm just gonna use my calculator. I'm gonna take 72 and divide it by 2. I get 36. So I know that 2 and 36 go in. Now 2 is already simplified all the way, but I know that 36 is 6 times 6. So I'm gonna do that, 6 and 6. And I know that 6 is 2 times 3. So I have 2 and 3. And this 6 would also be 2 and 3. So it looks like I have a 2, and then I have another 2 times another 2. So I have 3 2's and 2 3's. So make sure you get all of those, all right? You should have 5 total. And then I am looking for my doubles, all right? So I have 2 2's. This 2 is by itself, and I have 2 3's. So I have 2 that I can take out from here, and I have a 3 that I can take out. And remember, if it's by itself, that's gonna stay in the square root. So this single 2 stays in the square root. 2 times 3 is 6, and I still have the square root 2. So my final answer would be 6 square root 2, and that is simplified radical. That is the simplified radical of 72. All right, I'm gonna do one more example. This one is 108, all right? So we have the square root of 108. Okay, again, we're going to find 2 numbers that go into that. Again, I don't know these very well, so I just did it in my calculator. 108, if I divide that by 3, it gives me 36. So 3 is already simplified all the way, so I'm just gonna leave that one. But 36, I know, goes 6 and 6. I'm going to simplify those to 2 and 3. 2 and 3, 2 and 3. And then I'm going to write those all out. I have 2 2's, so I have 2 times 2. And I have 3 3's, so 3 times 3 times 3. Then from there, again, I am looking for those doubles. So I have 2 2's, 2 3's, and then 1 3 left over by itself. So remember, I can take 1 from there, 1 from the 3's. They are multiplied. And then that last 3 is by itself, so it goes in the square root. 2 times 3 is 6, and then my radical. So my final simplified answer is 6 square root 3. Now I know this is new. I don't think you guys have done this before. If you have, that is awesome. If not, it's something new to work on. You'll have a few practice problems for your homework. So I will also We will practice this again later this week, but hopefully this helps you out. If you have any questions, please email me and I will get back to you on that.